Hi, I'm Lauren Manuel McShane, and it's time for our coffee break with Academy Class. Today, I'm chatting to Mats, who is one of the owners of Academy Class. How are you doing, Mats?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, taking time out of your Friday schedule.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah. So Mats, before we begin, so I've got my cup of coffee. I'm not sure. Are you drinking anything at all today, or?
Well, I'm not drinking coffee and tea. I'm drinking milk actually. I'm quite known for that in among my friends. I always drink a lot of milk.
Okay,
So
that is very unusual. Usually
yeah,
it's coffee or tea. So why milk?
it's just been that way since I was small, really. And you could say I've never grown up, really. I'm still stuck in that youth kind of thing where I love my milk.
Yeah. Okay, very interesting. Cool. So tell us a little bit about, you one of the owners at Academy Class, but what kind of led you, to become an owner, one of?
Yeah, so we looked at several businesses to sort of get involved with, and we always liked the training and education sector. I mean, I've been a teacher and I've been an educator myself for many years in different kind
Mhm.
of sectors, and we thought, yeah, it's fun. It's always good and fun to see people sort of become more knowledgeable and help them
Mhm.
into new career path or help them to grow their knowledge within specific areas. So
Okay.
it's always nice to see that in people. It's quite rewarding, I would say.
And when did Academy Class first begin?
Whoa, it's been back. Actually not sure, to be honest. We took it over in 2015.
Okay.
So I've been part owners and for about 5 years now. But it started back in '85, so it's been around for quite a few years.
Okay. And just a random question in there. You mentioned that you've been an educator before. So as a
Yeah.
matter of interest, what did you teach?
Well, I actually still teach, but not in academic class, but I still teach, and it comes to leadership and
Okay.
leadership trainings and also change management. So that's
Okay.
sort of my forte.
Very, very cool. And for you, Matt, I mean, there are quite a few training academies, but for you personally, what do you think sets Academy Class apart?
Well, we've decided to become the training partner for the creative and designers out there. So we focus, we're not that wide, we're a bit more niche player
Mhm.
in the market. So we try to help out the ones doing, and specifically focus on, like I said, design, creative and 3D animations and things like that. So
Mhm.
that's sort of the way that we try to sort of differentiate ourselves.
Okay. And for somebody, say for example, someone is considering, they might work for a company, and employers are kind of looking around at courses to help upskill their staff, or they might be an individual kind of looking at various academies. What would you say? What would be something simple that you would encourage them with? Why should they choose? Why should they choose you? Choose Academy
Well, they
Class.
should choose Academy Class. The reason being, we're more than just a training partner. Well, we're trying to build a whole sort of a community of
Mhm.
designers or creatives. So you get more than just training. You become part of a group. That's also why we have the slogan, "Find your people."
Yeah.
We'd like you to be part of a community of like-minded, and a community that can help you out in your career from your student up until you retire. So there should be something for everyone, helping each other out, doing different events, finding jobs, or helping with certain aspect of software that you might have difficulty with. So,
Mhm.
yeah, we believe in being more than just training and being there for people in the long run and not just for 2, 3, 4, or 5 days that you do a specific training.
Mhm. Which is actually very, very, very powerful, because I think there's a lot more there. Because I think once you finish your training, there's a lot of other elements that you might need help with, where you might need guidance along your
Yeah,
journey.
some people might find coach and mentors in our community as well, someone to help them take them to that next level.
Mhm.
Or yeah, so it's quite fun. I mean, I've had mentors myself
Mhm.
throughout my career, and yeah, hopefully people can find people that can help them in their career as well.
Mats, I understand that aside from really just growing the community of Academy Class and offering wonderful elements for people to be coached and mentored, from the time they start studying and until, thereafterwards. I understand that you also have a new exciting offering that's going to be coming up hopefully in 2021. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about this?
Sure, it's I'll probably say it's my little baby, but we have what we're doing is we're doing training, but we're pimping it up, or we're doing something really special. So we're combining some traveling and adventures with training. So we're taking people to different countries or different places, and we're doing the training there in nice, cool environments, and we're combining it with some really fun activities that is coordinated with what they do. And so to get to learn, get new experiences, learn new knowledge, learn to get to know new friends, and yeah, it will just be a really awesome experience. So we're just taking that education to the next level and really pushing it to help people sort of, just learn more and get more experiences, because I think that's important in life. I mean, the knowledge is important, but it's also important that you get a good experience and some good adventures in life.
Totally. And I feel like when you combine those two, because, travel in itself is incredible, and learning a new skill is as well. But I feel like, anything they learn while they're in this new place, I'm sure it will be so much, it will just be solidified in their minds as this time when they, walked away with the certification, but then they also, they were like, oh, my word, I saw this country.
Yeah. I think they'll learn better as well, to be honest. I mean, well, at least they'll remember it, and hopefully that would help them. Not only will they remember the travel itself, but hopefully it will help them to sort of learn the knowledge that they're there for as well in a better way.
Awesome. So that's definitely something exciting that Academy Class will be offering, the ACE events, where you can look out for that, when the next ACE event will be happening and where, and you can find that out on academyclass.com. When you are not busy with your Academy Class work, where else would we find you? What would we find you doing?
Well, I mean, on my spare time when I'm not working.
Yes, when you're not working.
Well, I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie. I love hiking and doing activities that are a bit more active in nature. So, awesome. I go kite surfing, I do scuba diving, I do parachute jumping. I mean, all that kind of stuff. I love doing things like that.
Nice. Not very exciting. I love outdoor adventure to a certain extent. I've done some bungee jumping, but I haven't done skydiving yet. I'm not sure. I think as age catches up with me, I feel like I put on the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't really come to that part yet of my life where I put on the brakes. I think I'll put more on the gas instead, but yeah. That's
okay, but that's good. And Matt, aside from all of the work that you do now, if you could do anything else in the world at all, what would it be?
I'll probably be an adventure guide, helping people like traveling to South Pole and Arctic and things like that, just being a guide and taking people to places where they've never been.
Very, very nice. Sure. And that leads me to my next question. If you had an entire week anywhere in the world where you could go now, would you head to a tropical island? Would you go to an historic city, or would you try to go to somewhere that was like a bush escape with wonderful wildlife and a safari element?
That's a tough choice, actually. I've always been a fan of the poles, so I think if I had my choice, I'd go to either the North Pole or the South Pole. That's sort of been on my bucket list for many years.
Okay, very cool. And then obviously when it comes to the adrenaline activities, we'd find you on the slopes.
It would, yeah.
Yep. Skiing. Awesome. And then just the last question I have for you, Matt, when it comes to food, if you had to choose Italian, Greek, or Chinese?
Italian, definitely.
Okay. Very, very nice. But Matt, it's been so wonderful having you join us for coffee and your
Yeah, thank you.
you with your milk. It's been
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you. And so to find out more about Academy Class, you can visit the website academyclass.com, and you can also have a look out for our next coffee break with Academy Class. From all of us, goodbye.
Goodbye.